baseball has baseball games, and rock bands have concerts, and comics have Comic-Con. I started reading comics when I was a kid. At a very young age, I picked up my first issue of Superman, and I was hooked. I liked the story, I liked the characters, I liked the idea of the monthly, the cliffhangers, what's coming next month, the expectation of the big things that are coming, and so I like the idea of the art and the pictures working together, and just generally making a story that you can't get anywhere else. Did several web comics. Those got the attention of a publisher, Oni Press, who did my first graphic novel with my co-writer Chris Sims. It's called Downset Fight. We did pretty well with that. Went to Emerald City Comic-Con and started handing out copies to different publishers. Heard that some of the editors at Marvel were interested in it, they liked it, and reached out to a couple of editors, one of whom was Jordan White, who at the time was editing Deadpool and a bunch of other books. And he thought we might be a good fit for this project they had coming up called X-Men 92. And then that's it. They let us pitch it and they liked it. And we did about a year and some change on X-Men 92, and that led to some other projects, and I've been writing ever since. Gosh, I've worked on a lot of Marvel characters. I've worked on the X-Men, I've worked on Guardians of the Galaxy, I did Deadpool. Most recently I did Darkhawk, and then currently we're going to be doing a 4-issue miniseries with the character from the 90s called Sleepwalker. That's going to be a 4-issue miniseries, and that's going to start in October. Beyond that, I've worked with Dynamite Entertainment on some stuff. I worked on a Kiss Army of Darkness, which just finished, which was a Kiss meets Ash Williams from Army of Darkness and Evil Dead. And I did a book called Sword Quest over there, which was really well received. I write Youngblood monthly at Image, which is Rob Liefeld's first Image comic, the first Image comic. And I've been doing that for about the last year. Rob's real cool about letting me do whatever I want to do on that book. I've been able to sort of reinvent the team a little bit, sort of like age them down just a little bit, and kind of do some things that I've really thought about. I mean, I thought about that team since I was like 12 or 13 years old, so actually getting to work on them and doing some of those things has been really cool. But typically what I do is I come up with the idea for a comic, and so I pitch that to an editor, or I pitch that to a company or a publisher, and they like it or they don't like it. They may ask for some edits on it. Once that's approved, we go to the scripting stage, which basically is like a movie script or like a film script or like a play, where you go in and you describe the action of the comic, you put the dialogue in, and then that gets approved and that's passed off to an artist. Work with some great talented artists, Arlti Formancia, who was on X-Men 92. So in that case, she would get the script from me and Chris. She would, draw the comic. That would come back to us after it was drawn. We would go through, we'd do like a lettering pass or like a script pass, make sure all the dialogue works with the art. Once that's approved, it goes to a printer, and then it goes into stores. You're just writing it, and you're telling them what the panel looks like. You're telling them who needs to be in that panel. You're giving them an idea what the action is, and then you're kind of hopefully putting in dialogue that's going to go with that action. So when the artist gets the actual script, they already know how to stage it in such a way that the dialogue that you put in is going to match up with the figures that are in the panel. So let's break it down into different jobs. So I'm working ahead of the artist is working ahead of the colorist is working ahead of the letterer. And then all that in about a 3 to 4 week period all kind of comes together and then makes a comic. One of my favorite things about comics in general is the camaraderie, because it's real easy as a comics fan and as a creator, really, to kind of have this solitary lifestyle where you're sitting in front of a computer, you're writing, and comics is not like other pastimes or activities where you have like a bunch of people around. Most people are going to read a comic like by themselves, baseball has baseball games, and rock bands have concerts, and comics have Comic-Cons. That's the thing, and I think that's the important part of this show, and I think it's important for Columbia to have that, because Columbia is a big comics community. A lot of people come from Columbia. Comics creators like Steve Epting, Sanford Green, Roy Thomas. So there's a lot of people, and Columbia has always been South Carolina in general has always been a very big producer of comics talent and comics creators. So I think that it's nice that the creators of Soda City have kind of given back to the community on both sides, creators and fans. Yeah, come see me at Soda City Comic-Con on August 25th and 26th. I'll be spending a lot of time at the booth. I'll be signing comics. I'll be running a couple of panels. I've got a great panel on Saturday with Larry Hama, classic G.I. Joe writer, wrote Wolverine for years. I'm going to be super excited. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, because I'm going to completely fan out. But yeah, Soda City Comic-Con, I'll be there both days, August 25th and 26th. Look forward to seeing you guys.